Yo, so the Ayato banner is coming to an end. We are going to get Ayaka's banner back here soon. And I'll be honest, it looks really good. I'm excited about the banner and I don't even need the characters. So let's talk about the banner. I know that this came out a couple days ago, so most of you have probably already seen it, but I'll just give my 2 cents real quick. So starting off with the Heron's Court, we have obviously Kamisato Ayaka, one of the best characters I would say as far as cryo application, cryo damage characters. I mean, she's just really good. Now her 4-star, she's got Rosaria, Razor, and Sayu. Now personally, I mean, this has 3 of like my favorite 4-stars on the banner. So personally, Rosaria is one of the best, probably the best cryo 4-star character. I would rather have Rosaria over Kaya any day. Rosaria has so much potential. She does so much damage. She's really good. Razor is going to be a super good physical DPS. Not amazing unless you're using him in his ult. He's good, don't get me wrong. I just think late game you have to invest a lot into him for him to be really good. And if you have like 4-star weapons, he might not be your best play, but we'll get more into that here in a sec. And then finally, Sayu. Sayu's just gonna be, I mean, dude, Sayu's adorable. I put her on my exploration team and it's like, it's so hard not to just run her off my exploration team because she's just so much fun. Like her maneuverability is just hilarious. So let's get into each of these characters. I'm gonna kind of talk about how I build them and just kind of go from there. So starting off with Rosaria, I was not kidding when I said she's one of my absolute favorite characters. She's built 56-100, nothing crazy. I don't run her like the max crit like everybody does. So you can run her max crit and actually pass off crit rate to your team. Wait, no, that's not it. There we go. You can pass off crit rate to your team. So it gives her 15% of her crit rate to the rest of your team. So you can use her in that way, where you can just use her to just pass off crit. If you make her with 100 crit rate, she'll give everybody 15% crit rate. If she has 50 crit rate, she'll give everybody 7.5 crit rate. It's really good. I don't like building her that way simply because she just does a lot of damage by herself. Her Rite of Termination is busted. It applies cryo super consistently in like a field. Like it's really cool. Now that I'm kind of looking at her, I'm noticing that like I could totally make this better. Like I've never really I didn't really build her that in depth. So I run her on a Skyward Spine. So she's got decent ER. Like she's got 163 ER. That's really all you need. You don't need much more than that. I don't ever feel like I don't have my ult on Rosaria. And I'm running her on a 2-piece Blizzard, 2-piece Noblesse. Could probably be better with a 4-piece Blizzard, but again, she's like a sub DPS for me. Regardless, this is probably my favorite weapon on her is the Skyward Spine. Like I said, I run her as a sub DPS. So 2-piece Blizzard, 2-piece Noblesse is fine for me. If you're going to be running her as a main DPS, you can run her as a physical and run like some physical artifacts, or run her as a cryo artifact or a cryo DPS, which honestly probably isn't the best. I would probably go physical if I was running her as a main DPS. And honestly, Skyward Spine is like the most fun weapon because her attacks are a little slow and this makes it kind of perfect. So as far as her constellations go, her C2 really helps for increasing the Ice Lance. It increases it by 4 seconds. It's kind of like the I think it's like Zhangling C4. So that's really good. Her C4 makes it so that whenever you get a crit, you get some energy. Not too bad. And then her C6 really opens up her potential to be a physical DPS, because you literally everything inside of your like Rites of Termination has 20% less resistance to physical damage. So perfect. Overall, if you're going to build her, I think investing into her skill and her ult is probably going to be your best bet, or her skill and her burst. So her skill and her burst is probably going to be her most damage that comes out. And really, I could definitely bump her up some more. She could do a lot more damage if I really wanted her to. But overall, as a sub DPS, she's one of my favorite characters and I highly recommend building her if you haven't already. Next up, we're going to be talking about Razor. Razor is one of those characters that carried me through the first, 3 months, 2 months of this game. But regardless, Razor does a ton of early game damage. Once you get late game and you start hitting these more characters, he might not be the best character to have around. He is still really good though. You can put a lot of work into building him with a like physical DPS weapon. If you have Skyward Pride, that's gonna be a really good option for him. I think that's still broken on him. Obviously with a Wolf's Gravestone or something like that, he's gonna be good. I don't even know what this is. I definitely recommend building him with a Bloodstained set. Honestly, I feel like a Pale Flame set would even be better. So Pale Flame, Bloodstained Chivalry, you're both going to get physical damage bumps. See which effect you like better. I do think probably Pale Flame is better overall, but whichever one works better for how you play him, go with that. As far as constellations go, his constellations really aren't that great if I remember. Yeah, I mean, C2, you get some more crit rate. C4, you get to lower their defense just by pressing your ability. And then C6, he just charges as sort of electro damage. It's really nothing insane. C6 is not worth it. I wouldn't go for C6. If you have C5 Razor, you're fine. Because again, you're going to want to build this character physical. Now, if you do want to build an Electro Razor, just don't do that. Now for him, you are going to want to invest into his normal attacks. You want to bump this all the way up. You can run his Lightning Fang because I think it does increase. Yeah, so it does increase his attack speed. So as you level that up, you'll actually get your normal attack speed bonus to go up. So I would definitely increase his Lightning Fang and his Steel Fang. Claw and Thunder can be upgraded because I don't really think the Claw and Thunder matters too much. Yeah, so I would probably recommend focusing on his normal attacks and his burst before anything. Finally, Sayu. This one's not going to take long because she's not really built. Here's how I use Sayu. Her Yuhu Art Mujina Flurry. That's literally all I've invested at, like, period. That's all I've done. Because no matter what, her damage really isn't that great. I would recommend running her as a healer. You can max her out on attack. Her healing is based off her attack. But the main reason why you want her is for her Fuin Dash. Her Fuin Dash is so much fun. It's the most fun running around Genshin that you will ever have. If you don't have Sayu yet, I would recommend at least trying to get one. I don't want you to waste your primos if you get stuck with a 5-star you don't want. So if that's the case, just wait. You'll eventually get her in the normal banner or something. But I'm telling you, this character is so much fun for just rolling around. Now her normal attacks, don't do it. Don't invest into her like that. Trust me. So her C1 is kind of her big one. That's like her Bennett C1, where it ignores any sort of health gating, where she'll just heal no matter what, which is great. Her C2 is kind of interesting if you do want to build her for damage, because it slowly ramps up her damage. Every half a second, she'll increase the damage by 3.3%. The max damage for this increase is 66%. So pretty cool. Again, her damage really isn't that impressive, so I never really felt the need to build her. Again, I just used her for exploration. That's literally all I use her for. You can see she's like level 50. Now C4 is really helpful because it does help her get her energy back, and her energy cost, if I remember correctly, is like really high. Energy cost, yeah, her energy cost is 80. So it does, you know, that does help. C4 is going to be a really good one. Then finally C6, this is where you can open up to using not just attack based, you can run her on elemental mastery as well, and this will help her healing. So if you already have her on an elemental mastery set, or you have her with like a little bit of elemental mastery, a little bit of attack, all that is just good for her. In general, I think she's best used as a healer. I can't imagine running a main DPS Sayu. If you're a main DPS Sayu, let me know. We should talk. Like, I know someone that can help you. The last but not least is Ayaka. Obviously, I don't have her, so I can't show you everything, but her best in slot weapon is, of course, going to be the Mist Splitter Reforged, which is on the banner that we're going to be talking about here in a second. Constellations, we don't care. Don't go for constellations. You don't need them. They're not, just don't. We're not even going to talk about them. Her talents. Now, she does a lot of damage with her charged attack, so I would recommend leveling up her normal attack so you can get that charge attack increase. But the other one that I think I would really focus on is going to be her burst. I personally will be leveling her normal and her burst first, and then focusing on her skill afterwards. Build this character with a Blizzard Strayer set. If you're going to be running her as a sub DPS, you can build her like I built Rosaria, where you can do 2-piece Blizzard, 2-piece Noblesse. It's really all you need. She's going to be really good for damage. She's going to put out a ton of cryo attacks. In general, there's tons of videos on this character. She's really good. Now that we're all experts on the character event Wish banner, let's talk about the weapon banner. Don't waste your time. Don't spend your primos, period. This is a real bad banner. Okay, I can safely say this is one of the worst weapon banners I've ever seen, and that means 4 stars and everything. Bell, Favonius, like, what is this? 4 Favonius weapons and a bell, so you don't even get good 4 stars if you're wishing for this banner. I feel like they needed a banner just to like put Mist Splitter Reforged on, and that's like the only thing that's worth it on this banner. It's so bad. Do yourself a favor, save your primos if you're looking for a weapon. There will be other weapon banners that will be much better than this. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. You know what to do, all the clicky stuff down below. Love you. We'll see you on the next one.